Our relationships are us just looking back at ourselves. Our relationships are our mirrors. And therefore, insecure attachment, we have to realize that if we aren't feeling secure in our attachment, it's because there's something in us that isn't secure. And that isn't a bad thing. We're naturally all human beings that are going to have insecurity, but we have to be able to detach from the trigger or the wound of making it about somebody else and instead turn it towards ourselves and say, what am I seeing in myself? I'm seeing this part of me that feels dismissed. I'm seeing this part of me that feels angry. I'm seeing this part of me that feels misunderstood. I'm seeing this part of me that hasn't stood up for him or herself. I'm seeing this part of me that feels grief. It feels insecure. It feels unloved. It feels not enough. It feels what do you feel underneath what the person across from you is showing you is your own insecurity. And so in relationship, if we look at this idea that instead of projecting and deflecting and distorting our energy, our emotions, what if we can take our own shame, our own pain, our own lack, and look back at ourselves and say, oh, wow, it's not about you, it's about me. It's not about you, it's about me. It's not about you, it's about me. And so this week, I invite you to ask yourself the following question. What patterns do my closest relationships consistently reveal about me? What do I keep encountering or attracting that may be asking for deeper awareness? It might be a lack mindset. It might be giving before receiving. It might be hoarding attention. It might be difficulty taking responsibility, or the tendency to fall into hermit or isolation mode, the patterns of emotional availability, feeling misunderstood, manipulating to get what you want, or self-abandonment to try to keep peace. These are all examples that you might experience within your relationships. And ultimately, there's this pattern of spiritual bypassing that we can fall into when we think about our relationships as mirrors, because we can continue our cycles within relationships, looping and looping and looping and looping, if we turn to toxic positivity, where we allow ourselves to stay in suffering because we think we should have to suffer to get the reward. And sometimes that is us just repeating the pattern that we have actually become really accustomed to, really familiar with, really comfortable with. And it keeps us in this loop of relational pain or in the hurt, in the trauma, right? And it's because our systems, our nervous systems are actually attracted to the energy that's already within us. And so that's where we have to look in the mirror and say, do I want this energy in me? Do I have choice? Do I have choice? Do I have choice? Do I have choice? And if you discern, wait, I have choice, it can be different. I could choose truth. I could choose something more for myself, something different for myself, a new reality. Then we have the opportunity to break these lines of multi-generational trauma, these lines of stuck energy in the body, these lines of karma, really, karmic patterns. And so this month in the Secure Effect is all about how can we take our relationships and move from insecurity into security by looking in the mirror, taking responsibility again, moving out of spiritual bypassing in that toxic positivity or in the pattern of allowing ourselves to blame, because spiritual bypassing can also be like, oh, I'm perfect, when it's not recognizing, wait, part of this spiritual process is to look at ourselves, not to say you don't have it right. It's to say I'm attracting aspects of what you're showing me because I have a way to embody myself more fully. And so I am attracting this because I need to see another side, another fractal of the experience. I need to feel a part of this energy that I haven't yet allowed myself to feel. Maybe it's a part of your childhood that you haven't allowed yourself to feel. Maybe it's a part of old relationships. And as I'm talking about this, right, like, it's like, okay, there's so much here at all times. But we're exploring relationships being something that has a deeper meaning for us to explore. And the deeper meaning is always us looking back at ourselves, becoming more comfortable looking in the mirror, becoming more comfortable with the disgust we see, the grief we see, the pain we see, the dysmorphia we see, the anger we see, the lack of light we see, the darkness we see, the uncertainty we see, the lostness that we see. If you look in the mirror and you're wanting to run away, that is where you're becoming more aware of your own insecurity, because oftentimes we cling to certainty. This is where anxious attachment comes from, right? We cling to what is known. We cling to being chosen. We cling. And in avoidance, we don't want to look in the mirror. We cling because we don't want to look in the mirror. We want to find something that's going to fill the void, and we avoid because we don't want to look in the mirror. And so secure attachment means I'm going to look in the mirror. I'm going to look in the mirror. I'm going to look in your eyes, and I'm going to devote to looking and seeing you. What's here? What's here? What's here? What's alive? What are you trying to reveal to me? What's the lesson in this? That is the motto for this month, because we want to find meaning in our relationship challenges. We want to find meaning in what we're seeing in the mirror, and we don't want to always have to make meaning of everything, but we want to move the pattern. We want to feel the feeling. We want to see ourselves more clearly, to feel ourselves more deeply. To be in relationship with self means to then be in relationship with life, means to then be in relationship with other people. And without other people, if we lived in isolation, we wouldn't feel any of this, right? A lot of it is easier when we don't have the mirror. And so to be in relationship is the walk is to walk the walk, is the walk of the warrior, right? To really be in relationship, to see ourselves, to take responsibility, is the walk of the warrior, which is why I always tell couples, if you're having a difficult conversation, take responsibility first, because this is you looking in the mirror. You have to take responsibility first because it softens your partner's heart, because as you take responsibility, they remember, oh wow, I'm not alone in this. Oh wow, they're feeling something too. Oh wow, they are willing to be curious about their own process, about how they've hurt me, about how they can show up with more integrity, with more love. And when there's blame or deflection or making the other person the bad guy, it closes your partner. It doesn't make them feel seen or heard or loved. And that's because if we are in true communion with ourselves, it means that we're in true communion with God, which means we're in true communion with an anchor point that's not just your partner, which allows us to have not codependent relationships, but really interdependent, healthy relationship. And so when we don't make our partner God, we can have healthier relationship. And when we don't make our partner God, we make ourselves and our relationship with life and this mirror that is everything the goal. And so when we commune with trying to look at ourselves first, we can then therefore show up in relationship in a secure way. And it's only then that we can be in authentic relationship. Authentic relationship means I'm communing with myself. I'm communing with taking responsibility with what is here, what's stored here, what's this revealing to me, what is this teaching to me, how can I see myself more fully, how can I show up with more truth, how can I break these patterns, how can I love myself more deeply and therefore love others more deeply, send love more fully, how can I be the best, highest version of myself. And therefore there's these 3 questions that I'm just going to pose right off the get-go. First of all, can I receive the lesson without making the pain my identity? We don't need to suffer in order to heal. We don't have to suffer to find secure attachment. But what happened? What did it awaken? And what is it inviting? What happened? What did it awaken? And what is it inviting? What happened? What did it awaken? And what is it inviting? I can't wait for this month. It's going to be a huge month in the Secure Effect with lots of resources. I'm here to support you. Link in bio if you want a free 30-minute consultation to work with me.